Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that, uh, hmm, hmm, uh, damn, I can't think of anything, fuck, that, that especially lately, Shoichi is literally a pain in the ass. Literally. Yeah, and that Yuichi is a terrible liar. Thank you for saying that. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Akiyoshi knows everything. Morning. Oh, Shoichi-kun. I almost didn't see you there. Really? How did you manage that? Look at how big he is. I'm not that much taller than you. Mom walks up to Shoichi, reaching up to his head, petting him gently. It's good to see your face. Thank you. Yuichi's invited me to have lunch here. I hope that's alright with you. Of course it is. It's always good to have you around. I'm sure we have more than enough... Oh. Her eyes scan the rest of the kitchen, quickly falling on the ludicrous amount of pots and pans full of food I have lying around. Too many to fit even on the stovetop. Some have been dumped into glass containers that now rest atop the counter. Yeah. Yeah. What? Yuichi-kun? What is this? I got a bit ahead of myself. Do we even have any ingredients left? Anything in the freezer at all? I promise I'll go to the grocery store later today. Mom rubs her temple, sighing loudly. Don't bother. I doubt we'll need any for the foreseeable future. Sorry. At least you didn't make too big a mess. Actually, I have Shoichi to thank for that. He cleaned up while Aniki cooked. Oh. You didn't have to throw your brother under the bus. I know. Aki, you suck! Don't talk like that with your brother. Fine. The little shit hides behind Mom, cheekily showing off his tongue while laughing under his breath at me. Damn! Just damn! I swear, your personality regressed at least 5 years whenever Mom is around. Well, at least we already know there won't be a lack of food, so you know it won't be a problem. It's always good to have you around, Shoichi-kun. I don't see you quite as often as I'd like anymore. Thank you. We've both been very busy lately, I'm sure. Not that I'm comparing my workload to yours, ma'am. Oh, don't be like that. You're allowed to have troubles of your own. Someone else having more or fewer problems doesn't invalidate your own. Oh God. Yeah, that's allowed. Fucking auto mod. Fucking auto mod. Damn. Aki, help me set the table. Hiya. Jesus Christ. You're trying to kill me. You're trying to kill me. Okay. Mom quickly walks up to a nearby cabinet, grabbing a few plates and handing them over to Aki. She continues to chat us up, keeping most of her attention on Shoichi. Her tail wags excitedly behind her. Seeing it like that makes me want to laugh, but I somehow manage to contain the urge. So tell me, Shoichi-kun, what have you been up to? I hope school hasn't been too difficult. You know what, I'm just gonna make a joke. Yeah, Shoichi's father, Takahiko-san, He is a pain in the ass, but what you don't get is that Shoichi is also a pain in the ass. Literally. He is so much a pain in the ass that he left Yuichi limping. That is how much of a pain in the ass he is. So tell me, Shoichi-kun, what have you been up to? I hope school hasn't been too difficult. No, not at all. Dad's been a bit more strict than usual with making me study. That's just because of college entrance exams looming close by. Do make sure to take time off for yourself, though. There's no point working yourself to exhaustion. If you don't handle your stress levels, you won't be able to function properly. Right. That really doesn't sound convincing at all coming from you, Mom. I think you'll do really well in your exam, Shoichi-ni. I can't imagine you failing one. Thanks. That's really nice of you to say. Will you be spending the day with us? I'll be busy for a bit longer, but I can rush through my work to make time to spend with you boys. No, Yuichi and I actually have plans. We were going to eat out together, but there was so much food in here that we decided to stay. Is that so? What are your plans? Our plans? That's, what's wrong? It's nothing. We're just going to spend the day, out. Yes, I got that much, but doing what? Are you going to the movies or something? Fuck, it's cold. I'll be back. I'm gonna, grab a blanket real quick, because it's cold. The smart thing to do would be grab a hoodie, but unfortunately, I lack common sense, so I'm just going to grab a blanket. Yeah. Haha. Ah. Oh God. Hang on. Ah. Nah, post it to Twitter. Post your commentary to Twitter. Just do that. Oh, well, that's, we were going to go to the park. Really? That sounds lovely. Which park? The Kukishobu Park. Oh, that one is beautiful. My work colleagues love it too. The girls in my office talk about how they go on dates there often. Did you know they have some pedal boats? I had no idea. Right, I guess it is like that. Huh. Mom might be totally oblivious, but just from the look from Shoichi's face, I can already imagine what his plans are. Guess it won't be a surprise now, mother. Fuck! Guess it won't be a surprise now anymore. Hey! Nope. Don't you dare fucking cuss in my motherfucking Christian Twitch chat, motherfuckers. That's awful. That's where, quote, Automod or something. I don't know. And now Shoichi is shooting me a bunch of coy looks. It's really cute to see him looking all flustered. He always acts so self-assured. It's nice to see him embarrassed. Hell, I wish I could get him like that on demand. It would be a great way to get back at him for embarrassing me all the time. Have you ever been to Kukishobu Park before? It's a bit out of the way. Where is it even? I've never been there. It's, a bit outside of town. How far? About as far as we are from Tokyo, I would say. Just on the opposite direction. Whoa, that's pretty much a neighboring city by that point. Not really, it's a bit out of the way, but it's still in Saitama. It'll probably take you at least an hour to get there. Maybe you kids should pack some leftovers so you can eat while you're there. If you're going that far just to have a day off, you should at least stay for the sunset. It's pretty beautiful there. Oh no, it's pretty fucking fine. Oh fuck. No. No! I think I know what bodily orifice you're talking about. Oh no! I just want to see where this is going. I want to see where that's going. It's pretty beautiful there. Yeah. I'm surprised you've been there before with how far it is. When did you even find time? This was years ago. Way before I started working on cases for the Supreme Court. I definitely don't have time to make that sort of trip now. The time it would take me to make the trip is about all the free time I can even find. Mom? I hope you realize how sad that sounds. I know, it's alright. Once we're done working on all these cases, I should be able to take at least a full month of vacation. Really? That sounds awesome! When should you be finished with those? In a couple years, probably. Oh. Way to get our hopes up for nothing. I'm doing my best, sweetie. These things just take time. I hope you realize I'll be out of the country by then. That's an objective fact. Mom finishes readying the table for us, clapping her hands together as if to call for an end in conversation, turning back to us with a wide smile. That's enough of that for now, though. Come on, let's eat. It's not often we have the chance to eat together as a family, even more so while having Shoichi-kun over. Yeah, sure, come on, Shoichi, you can sit next to me. Hey, man. We don't kink shame around these parts. Right. Don't forget to wash your hands before you eat. Got it. Mom seems to be in a really good mood today. Is all of that just because Shoichi is here today? It'd be nice if it was. I guess this kind of thing is nice too. An hour later. He's only using 0.1% of his power. Once we were done with lunch, Mom seemed to waste no time in basically shooing us out the door. Shoichi tried his best to put up a fight, insisting on helping clean up, but she threw a fit about how a guest isn't supposed to be cleaning up in the first place. When Shoichi kept pushing, I thought for sure I was about to witness a homicide, but Mom seemed to have taken it in stride. You're lucky she loves you, dude. It's really not fun when she loses her patience. However, as soon as we left the house and began our walk to the station, Shoichi fell unnervingly silent. I tried making small talk here or there, but he would only respond with one-word answers or grunts for the most part. With every passing second, I get more and more nervous about it. I don't like being the only person talking, and I can't help feeling like something has him upset. It can't be because Mom wouldn't let him help on the cleanup, can it? Please, God, tell me my boyfriend isn't enough of a dweeb to be upset over something like that. I'm begging you here! Are you okay? Mm-hmm. And there it is again. Holy crap, I'm really not imagining things, am I? Managing this, am I? Taking a deep breath for courage, I walk in front of Shoichi, stopping him on his tracks and turning around to face him. Okay, that's enough. Spill. What? Why are you sulking? I'm not. You're not going to tell me that not being allowed to clean was enough to ruin your mood, are you? My mood is fine. No, it's not. You're being super difficult. How am I being difficult? You're barely even talking to me. I'm talking to you now, aren't I? See, if this were a straight relationship, this would be where Shoichi, the male, the male, would get the shit slapped out of him. That's not what I mean, knucklehead! Shoichi, you better tell me what is going on, or I swear to God I'm turning around and heading back home. You're not serious? Fine. Let it never be said that I'm not a man of my word. Once the last thread of patience I had left snapped, I merely walked past the husky, leaving him dumbfounded on the street. I barely made 5 steps before he rushed after me, grabbing me by my wrist and spinning me around to face him again. Let go. Stop! I'm sorry, okay? Please don't walk out on me. Then spill. I didn't mean to. It's just that... It's just that what? I wanted it to be a surprise. Huh? Our date! Okay, let me check Twitter real quick. I'm checking it on my phone. I'm checking my phone real quick. I'm checking it right now. Alright. I got it. The fact that that is accurate. The fact that that is The fact that that is accurate. The fact that that is... It's accurate. That is accurate. That... Wow. I don't want to mispronounce what I'm going to say it anyway. Casey Kitsune, I think is how you pronounce it. That is accurate. That is a very accurate meme. Our date, I wanted my plan to be a surprise. Mikasi-san kinda ruined it. That's what this is about?! Are you kidding me? No! This kind of thing is important to me, okay? We haven't really had an actual official date before. We've had a few. Spending time together like we always do isn't a date. Or, at least, I don't want the bar to be that low. I'm a bit flattered, but Jesus, man. You really went about this all wrong. So what? Mom accidentally figured out your plans and that made you upset? Just because of that? I wouldn't say that I'm upset. I'm just... Okay, I'm upset. Okay. Cool. Holy crap, just getting that out of him was worse than pulling a tooth out. It's not that big a deal. How can you say that? This is probably our first real date since we started going out. Probably? It's not like I've kept track of everything we've done so far. We've had dates before, we've gone out for walks, you've taken me out for ice cream, for food. This is hardly the first time. I say, completely aware of the fact that I'm a dirty hypocrite, since that is not at all what I was thinking to myself earlier. Hang on. My brain is never going to let this leave me, so I'm just going to like and retweet it real quick. Well, not really retweet. Hang on. Give it a little retweet. There we go. Yeah. Shoichi doesn't need to know that, though. The last thing he needs is validation for his insecurities. That doesn't count. Why the hell not? Because I didn't invite you out for a date. We just went places without thinking too much about it. You have got to be kidding me. Hey, there's a certain etiquette to this kind of thing. You can't just do whatever you want and call it a date. You have to go about it a certain way. Jesus, since when are you this old-fashioned? If we go out and have fun together as a couple, what difference does it make whether you called it a date or when you called it a date when you invited me out or not? You're so difficult! Oh, fuck. I need to, like, start saying it, not spring it. Jesus. Okay. I'm a little scared, but okay. Not to mention that, if what you're saying is true, we've had sex before having our first real date as a couple. I wonder why your sense of etiquette didn't kick in when you were trying to get laid. Funny how that worked. I'm letting myself get all bitter again. This isn't good. Change the subject, Yoichi! Change the subject! So, what are the plans? They have these really pedal boats in the shape of swans at the park's lake. Anyone can rent them. I was kinda hoping we could get one and watch the sunset together from the lake. I have to admit, that sounds really nice. Right? It's why I'm so annoyed that your mom ruined the surprise. She didn't know about it. She was just excited. I know that! Then why are you still annoyed? I don't know. I don't have all the answers, okay? No. I don't expect you to have all the answers when it comes to random stuff happening around us. I do expect you to at least be able to give me a reasonable explanation as to what the hell is going on in that head of yours. You can be such a pain sometimes. Forgive me for being sentimental. I thought our date was as good a time to let you know I have feelings. This isn't about being sentimental. You're just throwing a tantrum because things aren't going absolutely perfectly like you planned them. Which kind of sounds like a pattern. It kind of sounds like a bit of a pattern with you now that I think about it. You can't be serious. I just wanted to do things right. Especially after what? Nothing. Forget I said anything. You're going to quiet on me again? Make up your mind already. Look, it doesn't matter whether it was a surprise or not. Your idea is amazing, and I know we're going to have fun no matter what. Can you stop being so bitter about it? The surprise was totally ruined, though. Oh my god, will you let this go? Come on, big guy, you're sulking again. I'm allowed to sulk a bit. I wanted things to be perfect. Yes, I'm aware. You've said so about it. You don't need to keep repeating yourself. So fussy. At a time like this, the best strategy for diffusing Shoichi's toddler tantrum would probably be... Taking a quick look around, I make sure no one else is nearby to see us. If I'm going to do this, I need to be quick. While Shoichi is too busy kicking the floor and mumbling under his breath to pay any attention to me, I quickly wrap my arms around him, passing them below his armpit and pulling him close to me. What are you... Before he has the chance to run his mouth and ruin it, I stretch my neck a bit, capturing Shoichi's lips with mine. His entire body tenses up, caught completely by surprise by my sudden advance. If there's one thing I've learned since we started dating, it's that Shoichi loves kisses. I feel a bit dirty using it as basically a way of getting him to stop sulking, but I don't have any better ideas at the moment. And, well, I'm not going to complain about kissing. Guess I'm a bit biased towards it myself now. Finally, his brain seems to catch on to what is happening, telling his body to relax against my embrace. Shoichi wraps his own arms around mine, leaning into the kiss, his tongue pushing its way inside my mouth. The fur on the back of my neck stands at attention, not being prepared for this sudden intrusion. I try to pull away on reflex, but Shoichi's grip around me tightens, and I'm spun around again, suddenly being pushed up against a wall. Or pinned, being more like it. Shoichi! Wait! Okay, this is not good. I don't think this is good. My protest falling on deaf ears, my lips are once again captured with no chance for escape. My grip around Shoichi's back tightens, my fists clutching the fabric of his shirt against my claws. What was it at first a gesture of my own making suddenly leaves me caged and defenseless. This is bad. He's completely losing control again, and we're in public. No, more than that. I didn't sign up to go this far. Shoichi's hand travel lower and lower, making me yelp into Shoichi's mouth when I feel something brush against the base of my tail. Shoichi's big, muscular tongue keeps pushing its way inside my mouth, probably taking my own, trying to push him away as some kind of encouragement. Stop! This isn't a good time. We haven't discussed this. This is exactly what I've been worrying about for a while now. You're taking it too far. Suddenly, Saichan's words echo with scary clarity inside my mind. If you're not comfortable even talking about it with your boyfriend, there's no way you're going to be ready to do it. Just tell him you don't want to. If you're that uncomfortable with how things are between the two of you, the last thing you should do is carry on as if nothing were happening. That's not fair to either of you. I don't want this. I've been uneasy about how things have been going with us exactly because of this. This is too much so fast. Before I even catch on to what I'm doing, I put my hand squarely on Shoichi's chest, putting all my strength behind a single push that throws him away from me. Barely. Ow! What are you doing? Time out! Seriously. You need to stop. What's wrong? You're too fast. Huh? You're moving too fast. It's making me really uncomfortable. I just wanted to give you a quick kiss to cheer you up. I wasn't okay with being felt up and making out in public. Especially when you push me against a wall and make it so I can't say no. I'm sorry? I don't know. I would certainly hope so. If you did know I was uncomfortable and still, well, that would be horrible of you. Shoichi, you lose control way too fast, and you're so pushy. I've been feeling like this for a while now, but I didn't know how to say it, and then you do this. I make an empty gesture at the air, my eyes looking anywhere but at him right now. I feel ashamed. I shouldn't be feeling like this, should I? I should be happy that my boyfriend is this into me, shouldn't I? There must be something wrong with me for me to be feeling this way, right? You're pushy? Are you saying I've been pushing you into doing things? You're really forward and really sexual. It was okay at first when it was just an innocent touch here or there, but you've been getting more and more, I don't know, like this. Before I knew it or even had time to think about it, we were having sex, and we ended up going all the way on our first time, too, without me having any time to prepare for it. You said that was okay! I know. I asked you about it after and you told me there was nothing wrong with it. I knew it was bad, but you insisted on saying it wasn't. I know, I felt bad. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. You were being so hard on yourself, and I didn't want you to feel that bad. Especially since you told me the day before how you were having a hard time at home, and You slept with me out of pity? No, of course not. You're taking that way out of context. You really wanted it, and I didn't know how to say no. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Shoichi looks down at his feet, his eyes darting around, not focusing on anything in particular, a storm of thoughts and emotions flashing through them all at once. It's not just me that has a really expressive face. Shoichi takes a step in my direction, and I hold my breath. He doesn't notice it and keeps walking, standing side by side with me and leaning his back against the wall. So all this time, I've been making you uncomfortable? Yeah. And you didn't say anything? You have a real nasty habit of blaming yourself and punishing yourself way too harshly for the smallest things. I didn't want you to do that again. And you didn't want to do it when we... Yeah. Only silence hangs between us, so heavy that it feels like it's pushing me down, that it's pulling me down. I want to run. I want to be anywhere but here. I don't like this kind of atmosphere. I don't like standing up for myself, not when it leaves Shoichi looking like this. He must be so mad at me. There's no way he wouldn't be upset. And yet, I wish you told me. Yeah. All I wanted was for things to go a little slower, but I thought if I managed to just grin and bear it, I'd get used to it eventually, and then I wouldn't mind it so much. That's a terrible thing, though. I don't want my boyfriend to grin and bear it every time I try to be intimate with him. I know. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. I mean, I do wish you hadn't kept it a secret for so long. The idea that I forced you to... I'm at least 50% responsible for that, though. I consented when I really shouldn't have. Still, I couldn't tell at all. You're my boyfriend. You'd figure I should at least be able to tell when you're uncomfortable. I have nothing to say to that. Part of me wants to reach out and tell him he shouldn't blame himself so much, but I won't lie. I've been thinking the same thing to myself lately. Why do I have to say something? Why can't he just notice that I'm uncomfortable and stop? I'm definitely not innocent in this. I had every opportunity to speak my mind and didn't. When you think about it, it's pretty awful of me. But it's pretty difficult to keep it in check. I'm not going to lie. Even now, I'm pretty sure I was holding back. Excuse me? You were holding back? Yeah, I've never really felt like this before. I've had times when I'd get a bit riled up, but that was just a mood that would strike me every now and again. It wasn't particularly bad or difficult to deal with. But now that we're dating, I just have a real hard time dealing with my libido. I constantly want to grab you under... Well, you can imagine the rest. I swallow a couple times, picturing a bunch of different scenarios in my mind, each one making my face redder than the last. After about half a dozen of them, I have to shake my head violently to push them out of my mind. Otherwise, I'm going to end up overheating. That's flattering? I don't know what to say. I'll try my best to keep it in check. I definitely don't want to make you uncomfortable. Hell, it's a really scary thought that I might end up pushing you away without even knowing that what I did. Please don't do that to me, If I'm doing something wrong, you have to tell me so I can fix it. Yeah. Ugh. Now I feel even more guilty than I felt before. Kinda wish I hadn't said anything, but I'm also happy to have done it. I don't know how to feel right now. This date was a disaster, isn't it? Sorry. Don't apologize! I'm the one who messed up here. But, seriously, stop. I'm barely keeping it together as it is. Okay, sorry, I'll zip it now. Can we take a few minutes? I think I need to sit down and clear my head for a bit. Yeah, of course. If we keep going, we'll reach the bench. But without another word, Shoichi's back slides down the wall until his butt firmly plants itself on the ground. Or we can sit here. That's cool, too. You're freaking out. I'm not freaking out. Why would I be freaking out? Everything's cool. We're cool. We had a hard talk, and now everything's super cool. Coolio! Coolio? Give me a break. I'm trying. Sorry. My head hurts. I want to go home. We sit around in silence, marinating in our own thoughts for what felt like hours, even though I'm fairly sure it wasn't more than a few minutes. Is it just me or is the day kind of ruined? I'm not sure. Do you still want to go on that date, or I'm not too sure what to say here. Obviously, I want to spend more time with him. It's not like I brought that up because I wanted to ruin our evening. I was really looking forward to today, and I got even more excited when I found out about what he was planning. Is it too bad that I still want to go? No, not at all! There's no way that would be bad! Really? Because you seem a bit, I don't know, out of it? This whole thing was a shock. I'm not sure what to think. I'm sure once I get back home and have time to myself to really reflect on it, I'll have more to say on it. But for now, I'm trying to not. You don't want to think about it? I don't want to let it ruin our plans. I really wanted to give you a fun day out and make you happy. Now that I know how badly I've been screwing up, I want to do it even more so now. If you're still up for it, of course. I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to. I promise. Ugh. Do you really have to sound so sincere? It's making me feel guilty. Which, still, totally my fault, but... yeah, I think that's okay. Good. I'm glad. Shoichi puts his hands on his knees, getting back up on his feet with one single quick motion. He pats his butt, knocking off any dirt or pebbles that might have stuck to his clothes. I have to force my eyes away from the area. Come on, we've wasted enough time. And your mom was right. Cookie Shobu Parks is a ways away. I don't want to get there too late and find out that there are no more boats left to rent. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I nod, trying to follow suit. However, I'm quickly interrupted by a hand being waved in front of my face. When I look up, I see Shoichi, the entire front of his body dark with shadows as the sun shines brightly in the sky right behind him, offering me a hand. The sight is nostalgic. Without hesitation, I grab onto the hand that is offered to me, being quickly pulled back to my feet. And, I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Aki-kun about this. He's only just learned about us dating. I'd rather him not having a bad impression of me as your boyfriend so soon. Oh yeah, because I was definitely going to rush to my 12-year-old little brother to complain about what a horny, pushy jerk my boyfriend is. Point made, but still. Shut up. I laugh, falling behind Shoichi as he turns around and walks away with a final huff. Despite the feeling of anxiety gnawing at the pit of my stomach, I feel a bit better now. Maybe it's just the calm before the storm, or maybe I really did do the right thing after all. Is it too much to hope that things will go well from now on? Oh my god, that is beautiful. Okay, that I'm going to need to pull up some eye bleach. I'm going to pull up some eye bleach so I can get rid of that mental image, because that created a fucking mental image, and I would rather not think that mental image. As Shoichi and I move around on the boat, the gentle swishing and swaying of it in the water causes a few water droplets to splash around, finding their way to my legs and thighs. The air in here is surprisingly fresh. It feels good. It took us almost 2 hours to finally get here, thanks in most part to some kind of accident in the train line that stopped the one we were in. When we finally arrived, Shoichi had us sit on the grass while we talked. Even if the mood was a bit off at first, the more time we spent here, the better I started to feel. Before I realized it, we were laughing and goofing off like we usually do. It was such a relief. As sunset approached, Shoichi got back on his feet, telling me we should hurry, as most of the boats seemed to have already been taken. This place is way busier than I thought it'd be. It's Sunday, that's to be expected. Sure, but the park is also really far. I didn't think so many people would be coming over. Just because we live far from it doesn't mean everyone does. Distance is relative to where you are. Oh, so that's what it was. Thank you, Professor. I was having a hard time understanding how distance works. Professor? Did you like it? I have a few other nickname ideas. I can print a PDF for you if you want later. Nah, I'm good. You sure? I can get very creative when I'm called for. I'm very sure. I know it would haunt me forever if I agreed. Are you calling my nicknames bad? Certainly not calling them good. I can toss you in the water. Keep that in mind. If you do that, I'm pulling your feet. What? Don't do that. That's dangerous. Then don't throw me in the water. How else will you learn? Learn what? That I'm not to be crossed. Are you trying to make no sense? Pretty much. You seem to like it when I do. Your tail is going a mile a minute. What? Shoichi tenses up, whipping his head around in a single fast motion to look at his tail, which continues to sit still in the back of the boat. No, it's not! Made you look, though. I might be the one pushing you into the water. Careful, I'll pull on your feet and drag you with me if you do. We've done a full 180 now. Ain't that funny? I hate you. Nah, fairly sure you love me. Though if I said that out loud, it would probably make things awkward. I'm still not quite sure at the point where I'm comfortable saying that back, so I really shouldn't bring it up. The sunset is really beautiful here, though. Right? Shoichi places his hand on my knee, making me immediately tense up. Don't worry, I promise I won't try anything. Yeah, sorry, it was on reflex. You don't need to apologize. He gives a gentle tap to my knee, brushing it lightly with his thumb, but otherwise making no further move. I want you to always feel safe with me. Ah, god damn it! You're way too nice for your own good. Thanks. I lean against him, resting my head on his shoulder, and watching the peaceful sunset as it dyes the sky orange. In a matter of a few more minutes, the moment will be gone. The sun will have set, the sky will grow dark again. But I'm happy to be here. Hey, you? Yeah? Thanks for sticking with me despite everything. The same goes for you. You couldn't get me to leave even if you tried. Shall I put that to the test? God, please don't. We laugh, enjoying the closeness. Even though this lake is filled with other couples watching the same sunset, it still feels like this moment is just for us. I don't even care who might be looking. I'm glad I came here today. In fact, I'm just glad to be by Shoichi's side right now, no matter where we are. And I'll still be glad tomorrow and every day after that. I'm excited to see where things will continue to go for the two of us. June 26th, Monday, day 31. The sound of chatter floats all around. My classmates all seemed to play around, laughing and talking so loudly that their voices fill the room. Usually I'd feel tempted to join in on the fun, but I ultimately decided to spend some time checking up on my study notes instead. Even if it's tedious, it's the more responsible thing to do. Not to mention how much I want to smugly shove my better grades in Shoichi's face when the next midterm period rolls around. Just picturing his pouty face makes me smile. Still, just because I'm taking the time to work doesn't mean I'm not enjoying myself at least a little. Once you get in a good groove, it becomes almost automatic. As a result, I'm copying my own notes, redoing the parts that aren't clear enough, and reviewing everything in the process, all while humming a few of my favorite songs. It's simple, but there's a certain calm satisfaction to it that I'd nearly forgotten over the years. My mind keeps wanting to drift at certain parts, but I force myself to stay on topic. If I allow myself, I'll just end up thinking about yesterday all over again. Gah! No! I'm thinking about it again! Ugh, my face hurts from smiling too much. Ugh. June walks in through the door at the back of the room, heading straight to his desk. He pulls his chair, dropping his bag atop the desk before plopping down onto his seat himself, whimpering. Yeesh, that wasn't a very happy sound. Is everything okay? I'm so tired! Why do parents have to be so annoying? Context, please? So I got bad grades during the midterms. So what? That doesn't mean it's okay to force me to sit down in the living room and study while they supervise me like I'm a child. Ouch! That can't have been fun. I'm sorry that happened. It's not fair. I could barely even touch the piano over this weekend. I'm surprised this is only actually happening now. Have they been spending all this time since the actual grades were published thinking of what to do? Well, oh no. Let me just hide the purity, boys. The eye bleach. Because I want to, I'm curious as to what happened. I, kinda didn't tell them. Come on, June. I want to back you up here, but you're not making this easy. It's not my fault. I was gonna. Honest. But then I thought about it, and I didn't. Sounds like it's entirely your fault. Why didn't you tell them? Because then they'd make me study. You should be studying! God! I think I'm getting a headache. I just don't want to spend my day studying math or something else just as boring when I could be playing the piano. I get that, June, but you can't just do things you like and ignore everything else. Ah! I know that in my head, but when I get home, I just... Just what? I sort of forget it. June. How did your parents even find out in the first place? The school called them. For real? That's not the kind of thing I've ever seen them do. They said I've been spending all my time in the music room while spacing out or dozing off during class. Yep, that'll do it. I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but you've been pushing your luck really hard here. I know that! You should really put a bit more effort into your academics, June. You don't want to end up failing out. That's easy for you to say. You pick things up way faster than I do. That's true, but I don't like using it as an excuse to not to do the bare minimum. Not everyone learns at the same rate. Just because you struggle a bit more doesn't mean you can't learn. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Maybe if I try hard, they'll ease up on me a bit. That's a good way to look at it, and if your parents are even just a little bit reasonable, they should ease up, yeah. Thanks for listening to me complain, though. I feel a bit better. Of course. What about you? How was your weekend? It's gotta have been better than mine. See, that just confirms it. This just confirms it. Like, introverts don't make friends. They get adopted by extroverts. Well, from the way you described it, being better than yours is a bit of a low bar. Ouch! That might be true, but it's still a mean thing to say. Sorry. But to answer your question, Shoichi and I made plans to hang out yesterday. That was pretty much the only beautiful thing I did. The only eventful thing I did. Other than that, I just stayed at home, studied for a bit, and watched some TV. You made plans? What kind of plans? See, it's funny because... Like, okay. I don't think... Okay, I'm just going to like go into story time, take it up story time. I don't think I was an introvert. I don't know if I was an introvert, even though like I sometimes acted like an introvert in high school. I honestly don't know. And if I go further back, in middle school, I was a fucking emo kid. I was a fucking emo kid in middle school. Just, yeah. And then I was a band kid in high school. You made plans? What kind of plans? We were originally just going to the Kuki Shobu and spend a day together at the park. There you go. Though I ended up making way too much food at home, so Shuichi joined us for lunch before we headed out. The Kuki Shobu? I think I went there with my parents once. That was years ago. I barely remember it. It's a pretty beautiful place, I have to admit. Shoichi and I ended up renting one of those pedal boats and watching the sunset together from it, which was pretty nice. Watching the sunset? In a boat? Yeah, what about it? Nothing, I think. It just sounds a lot like a date. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. June, please, for the love of God, stop using your brain cells! Nothing. It just sounds a lot like a date. What? With June words catching me completely by surprise, I choke, making the tiger jump. Whoa, calm down. I mean, wait, don't tell me. No, that's not, I mean, it's more complicated than, you're not making sense. June, please, start, like, moving around so you don't intercept the brain shell that you apparently share with Saya. Just don't have any brain cells right now. Ah, fuck! I said too much. Is there any way I could convince him he misunderstood? Would June even be dumb enough to fall for some kind of lame excuse? Yeah, screw it, might as well try. But we just went to see the blossoms. Yeah, that's it. That's what we did. Flower blossoms? We're in summer, you know. Oh, right. Well, it's more like we, You know what? Screw it. Fine. You got me. I've got you? Do you mean... Don't go around spreading it, please. Wow, so you and Shoichi-san really are... Yeah. I totally didn't see this coming. I don't really know what to say. Neither do I. I wasn't even planning on telling you in the first place. I appreciate you telling me. Don't get me wrong, I'm just a bit confused. I thought you liked girls. So did I. Oh, I see. That must have been a really weird realization to have, huh? You have no idea. Pretty sure I have some idea. Still, I'm really happy for you guys. It's no wonder you're in such a good mood. Yeah. It feels nice to have at least one less person to worry about telling, but... Am I being unreasonable for having expected more? It's such a sad reaction to what's supposed to be a huge revelation. I grabbed June, pulling him along with me to the farthest corner of the classroom, as far away from anyone else as we can be without having to leave the room. Yuichi-san? Look, I'm trying not to take this personally right now, but it sounds like you got super uncomfortable all of a sudden. What? Do you have some kind of problem with it? Do you have a problem with people like me or something? Is that why you're being weird? A problem against... You mean... June gasps, his tail immediately going rigid behind him. No, of course I don't. How could you even think something like that? I don't know. You tell me. If that's not the problem, then why are you being so weird all of a sudden? There's no way I'd ever think that sort of thing about anyone, Yuichi-san. I'm the same as you. What? Yuichi-san, I'm the same as you. What's the cryptic phrasing all... Oh! Wait. Yep, there we go, you've got it. You mean, you're the same? Like, same? Very much so. I can't... This means June is... Are we even talking about the same thing here? I can tell from the look on your face that you don't quite believe me. That's okay. This sort of thing is always going to be shocking. And it's not like I advertise it or anything. If that's true, then how come I've never heard about this? You never asked. Just that face. The face. Like hell, that kind of excuse flies. Then what do you want me to say? It's not like I've heard about you until now either. It's not the same. Oh? How come? Because Holy crap, the friggin' bell almost gave me a heart attack. Wow, I'm very happy about this information. We'll finish this conversation later. What, seriously? Are you running away just because I put you on the spot? Of course not, but this is the kind of conversation we can finish having in the couple of minutes we have before the teacher arrives. Yeah, I guess you're right. We'll finish this later then. I won't lie, part of me feels like I've been saved by the bell. Literally so. Gays? In a gay furry visual novel? Impossible. June and I both head back to our desks. Our teacher arrives only a few seconds after we've done so, proving just how little time we would have had if we'd insisted on continuing that conversation. A few hours later... Now, as for the subject of organization and formatting, let us all remember to properly add and categorize our sources this time. If anyone delivers another paper with only a search engine linked as a source, I will fail them immediately. You know who you are. I really wish I could say can't believe someone would have been either dumb or cheeky enough to pull that kind of stunt. But knowing the kinds of classmates I have, I don't doubt it for a second. If anything, I just hope June wasn't the one to do that. Either way, I make sure to write down all the details of the assignment so there's no way to forget. Staring down at my notebook, I feel a twinge of pride welling up in my chest. They're all so beautiful and organized. This might be really silly, but getting back on the groove of it and seeing my efforts pay off feels really good. The bell rings, signaling the start of lunch period, and also snapping all those that had distracted away from their daydreams. Shima-sensei looks at his watch, clicking his tongue. I think I spent too long on my previous lecture. I didn't leave myself as much time as I would have liked to go over the assignment. Very well, everyone. There is much more minutia that I wish I could have explained, but you're all pretty much adults already. I trust you can handle writing a single paper without having to resort to any shenanigans. See, this right here is hilarious. Because the actor for Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory is not straight. Kitsunegawa-san, please see to it that these are passed around the class for me. I've left instructions on the expected formatting and organization. Nah, man, that's totally fine. You be you. Yes, Sensei. I shall see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. I stand up from my desk, walking up to the class rep, my eyes on the pile of papers Shima-sensei had handed her. Do you want some help with these? I can distribute them among the people sitting in the back. Ah, yes, that'll be lovely. Thank you, Yuichi-san. It's not a problem. Our class is already somewhat on the bigger side, with most people trying to rush off as soon as the bell rings for lunch. There isn't much time left for the class rep to pass papers around. Without help, she'd end up only being able to give them to some people, getting stuck with the rest of the papers and having to keep track of who did or didn't get one. Besides, it's just nice to be nice. Doesn't take me too long either. I'm here. So you are. Weren't we going to talk? Talk? About what? You're kidding, right? Did we talk about something? Sorry, I got so distracted that I don't remember. Yes, we did. You know, that talk about how you and I are so alike? Right, I forgot. Yeah. I noticed. Sorry, my mind's a bit full today. Well, you seem to be in a good mood. You're even offering to help around in class. You can blame Shoichi for that. He's too good of an influence on me. He's been around you for years. I'm surprised it only started making a difference now. Well, I did only start dating him a month ago. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Not to mention that my intentions are all... Not that my intentions are all pure or anything. A big part of me just wants to laugh at his dumb face when he sees me getting way better grades than him again. Oh, wow, you're mean-spirited even when you're happy in a relationship. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Exactly what I said. Ow! My cheek! I reach for the tiger's face, pinching his plump cheek and pulling on it just a little bit to teach him a lesson. Who do you think you are? You're way too much of a dumbass to be trying to tease me like that. Not fair! That hurt. Get over yourself. I barely put any force into it. Mean! You're mean! If you say so. Boo! No fun! Didn't you say you wanted to talk? You're kind of wasting time, aren't you? Oh, right! I got distracted. So, I know you were throwing the idea out there because I didn't seem as excited about the news as you wanted, but it still hurt that you could think I'd ever be the kind of person that'll treat someone differently just because they told me about that. Yeah, that wasn't my greatest moment. I'm sorry. It's just that, I don't know, it feels like a really big deal that got brushed aside. You can't really expect everyone to be swept up in excitement for your news. It's not like I'm the one in relationship with you or anything. That's true. And you caught me by surprise. It didn't even fully sink in until about an hour later. I didn't know how to react. Yeah, I get it. You don't have to keep explaining yourself to me or anything. I know I don't have to, but I also don't want you thinking I'm a homophobe. Yuck. I don't know why, but hearing that word come out of June's lips feels so friggin' weird. He's not the kind of person I'd picture saying words like that. I kind of picture him saying the kinds of things that squeeze plushies and squeaky toys with voice boxes would say when pressed. And he must never know that. The one thing I don't get is that you didn't just seem surprised. You looked like you were actually annoyed. That had nothing to do with your news. I was mad at myself for not having noticed earlier. I just... Truth is, I also... What? It's nothing really. It's really stupid. I just pride myself on being good about noticing this kind of vibe. And so I was frustrated about not having picked up on those vibes from you. Is that it? That's a really weird thing to be mad about. Like I said, it's really silly. So what? So you... What? Just know when someone is that way? More or less. At the very least, I tend to have a pretty good idea. Huh. Do you ever get those kind of vibes about anyone else in school or something? Now I'm curious. I'm not going to out our classmates to you. That would be really mean. Nah, come on. What's the big deal? Absolutely not. Okay, fine. Forget I asked. Can you at least tell me if you got any kinds of vibes from Shoichi? That should be fine, right? I did. Oh, wow. Was it something obvious to other people? Then how come I never figured it out? Maybe since I was one of the people closest to him, it was harder for me to see it. But then again, Sai already knew about it for a while. God, I can't be that clueless, can I? Did you know he had feelings for me? That's a... Just when it felt like we were getting to the real meat of the conversation, Shoichi appears, walking right toward us and making Jun shut right up on sight. Morning, Shoichi-san. Hey, Jun-kun. You? Osu. Are you supposed to be Sai now? She does give the best greetings. Are you guys okay? You're acting weird. Well, what? No, we're fine. We're totally good. If you say so. Tell me, Shoichi-san, how was your weekend? Must have been a good one, right? What? My weekend? That cheeky little brat. He already knows, so why the hell is he asking this? Yeah, you seem to be happy today. Did something nice happen recently? Oh, he knows what he's doing. Motherfucker intercepted the brain cell. I did nothing in particular, just stayed home and took care of some plants. Plants? That's your excuse. Plants? You don't even have plants at home, you absolute dumbass of a man. I guess gardening does count like a fun activity for some people. Yeah, of course I'm all about gardening. Can't live without those gardenings, you know? Stop. Please stop, you complete moron. He already knows. Stop before my opinion of your intelligence plummets even further. You suck so bad at making up lies on the spot that you should be some sort of case study. Holy shit. Why do you ask, though? Can I be interested in knowing what's going on in the life of a friend? Well, when you put it that way, but say, was that really all? I don't know, you just seem so happy and full of love today. Oh god, would it even be possible for you to be more obvious than this, June? Full of love? No, I don't think so. What do you mean? Oh my god, he's still not catching on. How are you not catching on? If you say so. Yeah. I can't. I just can't with this idiot. How can someone be this clueless? Shoichi pulls up a chair, plopping his lunch down on the table with a sigh. Why do I suddenly feel so tired? Maybe you're sick? Of course I'm not sick. Don't be silly. How can you know? Must not slap the annoying cat. Although since you were interested in how I spent my weekend, it'd be pretty rude for me not to ask back. What did you do? That. I barely got to touch the piano. The school called my parents to talk about how I've been doing in class lately, and I ended up being forced to study all weekend long. Walter from After Class is, in fact, our favorite dumbass. He doesn't understand anything. He's not smart. Ouch, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened. If you need any help, feel free to ask me. I can tutor you for a bit when I have free time. Well, now that we're all caught up with what the others' weekends are like, I guess we could go back to talking about what's going on now, like how I'm going to have a pretty busy day today. Class was pretty stressful today. We started up on new exams of AP Calculus for our college entrance exams. My head was spinning for a bit. And I'll have to head to the student council room later to discuss the final arrangements for the class trip. Are you sure it's okay for us to start talking about that? Huh? What do you mean? You said we are all caught up with each other's weekends, but you didn't forget something? Oh, God. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Really? I think you did. Jesus Christ! I've never seen a smug June before. I don't know how long I'll be able to bite my tongue when he's being so annoying. Oh yeah? Like what? You never asked Yusan about his weekend. Oh my god! Oh! This is wrong, right? Me keeping my mouth shut while June teases Shoichi this much is totally wrong, isn't it? June being so incredibly annoying, so I should say something. But on the other hand, part of me is really curious to see how long it will take for Shoichi to figure it out. It can't be that much longer, can it? I mean, June is being so incredibly obvious that surely Shoichi must have caught on by now, right? Right, that's just because, you see, it's not that I forgot to ask about it, it's just, well, Shoichi and I text, right? So it would make sense if he told me about his weekend over text, wouldn't it, right? No fucking way. Sure. This is like watching a full-grown tiger bullying a puppy that is too stupid to even realize he's being played with. I think even June is amazed. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Oh my god, oh my god. June, you devious motherfucker. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.